Okay, 2011 question 1. And the reason we're going over this, and we're only going to go over part A, is most of the time they tell us when a situation is normal or whether it's skewed, etc. But sometimes they don't, and they leave us to have to figure that out. So how do you figure that out? Well, this problem illustrates this. It says, based on the relationship between the mean and standard deviation and minimum time, is it reasonable to believe that the distribution of a 40-yard run times is approximately normal? And I don't think you're going to have to do this on the FRQ, but I do expect you to have to do this on the multiple choice, so you need to pay attention. All right, so they tell us the mean is 4.6, and I'm just going to sit there and pretend that this is actually normal. And if I pretend it's actually normal, it's going to look something like this with a mean of 4.6. Now, to be normal, I should have at least I should have more than 2 standard deviations to the right and more than 2 to the left. So really I should have 3 to the right and 3 to the left. So this would be one of those, this would be another one, and this would be the third one. And they should be equally spaced as best you can. All right, they tell me my standard deviation is 0.15. So I'm going to turn this so I can write it a little better. This is going to be adding 0.15, so this is going to make this 4.75. This is going to be 4.9, and this is going to be 5.05. Now going the other direction, I'm going to be subtracting 0.15, and this is going to make this 4.45. This will make this 4.30, and this is going to be 4.15. All right, so we kind of know where the standard deviations are, and but they tell us our minimum is only 4.40. So here's my minimum value, somewhere between 4.3 and 4.45. I'm going to say it's about here. So I only have this part of the graph. I don't have the lower part. So since I don't have the lower part, it's obviously not normal. And the way I would show that is I'd sit there and go, well, how many standard deviations below the mean do I actually go? So I go, well, z equals x minus mu over sigma. And my lowest happens to be, in this case, 4.40. My mean was 4.6, and my standard deviation is 0.15. So when I do that, I end up with 0.2 equals negative 0.2 over 0.15. And so with that, when I put that into the calculator, I have negative 0.2 divided by 0.15. So I only have negative 1.33 repeating standard deviations below the mean, and I should have had 3 or more than 2. 2.5 to 3 standard deviations below the mean, and because 99.7% of the data is plus or minus 3 standard deviations, and here we only had this many, so it is not normal. So I cannot use my normal percentages, and you need to keep that in mind when you're working on your exam.